Good day, everyone. This is Rich with Ticketsto-org, and today we're going to look at the Super Bowl, which is only a few days away, and check out some tickets if you're a last-minute shopper looking for Super Bowl tickets if you're in Vegas for the weekend. Of course, Super Bowl is always expensive, and whether you're a fan or just want to go to the game, you do have options. But today we're just going to look at the seating chart and see if there's anything that really stands out. I think the average price, get-in price, around $7,500. I think it's going to drop. I really think with this amount of listings showing, we have 531 listings with 2 to 4 tickets per. We're looking at like 2,000 tickets. Pretty expensive event to sell 2,000 tickets. They will sell, or the person will end up going to the game, or whatever might happen. But there's some deals on SeatGeek, and most of the tickets on SeatGeek are NFL verified, so you're protected, authenticated tickets. And a lot of the sites that we work with are the same. They just don't have the right to write or the copyright to say NFL verified or whatnot, but they get the same ticket, so it doesn't really matter. Allegiant Stadium, Las Vegas, one of the newer stadiums in the NFL. Obviously, it's going to be a pretty chaotic weekend, very expensive weekend for whoever's going to this game, whether it's just the tickets, the hotel. I mean, everything's marked up. That's the way we are in this world right now. And, I'm not going to get into all that, but we'll look at tickets in the upper 400s. You're looking at like $6,000, $7,000. Starting prices, 75 listings in this area. So $6,000 will get you in the door. For 50-yard line seats up in the upper deck, basically. Not bad. I mean, these two teams, according to most calculations, are not the most exciting team for this particular Super Bowl since they've been there. They've done that. Chiefs have been there so many times. How many fans are really coming to another Super Bowl and spending all that extra money? So there is availability out here today. It wasn't like it was Detroit. Well, I think Detroit would have like really marked up these ticket prices even more, but that's not the case. So I want to point this one out because this one's showing as the best deal in the house. This looks like a second row behind the 49ers bench at $16,624. Row 2. So I mean, this is a pretty sweet deal considering if you go over here, row 3, it's club, so you get access to all kinds of stuff. Pretty close right over here for just a couple $100 more, one row back. Not that big of a change, but if you go like right here, it's $31,000 for like this row, which is considered like row 9, which is pretty insane. And as you go further back, you can see there's 23,000, 21,000. These are all the club level seats. So you're getting access to a lot of great things besides just getting great views of the game. Behind the end zone, we'll look at this real quick. 7,000 gets you in. Further down, obviously 9 or so. Go further back, you're still at like 6,500. So I think 6,500 is going to be your baseline without fees. I'm not too sure if I have fees hooked up on here or not. Show prices with fees. So let's boost it up. So fees will bring it up a lot. Look at 9,000, 10,000, 12,000 for this seat. There's no crazy deals I'm seeing that stand out, but this is why you got to keep looking. Depends on what you want to take from this game. The deal score gives you these darker green, looking for a better seat. 8,000, 10,000, 22,000. Front row of this section is 31,000. Okay, so here's a scenario where you can be front row and tell your friends and family like, hey, I got front row club 132 row 1 for $31,000, or you go 2 rows back and save yourself almost $10,000 per ticket, and then go further back and you can save yourself 10, $11,000 from that row as well. So I mean, it all depends. If you're spending this much money on a ticket, you're obviously doing okay, and it's probably not a big deal. But if you want this crazy experience and you want Super Bowl tickets for a high inflated price, go for it. But if you want to save a little money, go a couple rows back and save yourself 10 grand. 10 grand per ticket. So there's a couple things to think about when you're looking at these things. You know, behind the end zone on this side looks like 9,000, 9,000, 9,000. So they're all in a similar range, but nothing's really popping to me right now. I think last minute, I think these seats are going to drop. I think anything in the 300 to 400 level at Allegiant Stadium is going to drop come Friday. Look for Saturday to be a big swinging day. Check these three and check like where it's bulky. So there's a lot of, I call it bulky because there's a lot of seats in this section. You go front row, $10,000. You go back a little bit, like $8,700. So that's at like $1,300 savings. But if you see this sell, then you'll see these rise. But if some of these sell, then this might drop as well. You go here. So anywhere there's multiple tickets, notice how they're competing with each other here. You got 9,200 is always going to be usually the higher, but they want to sell, so they're going to just drop it just a little bit, and then so forth. But someone might come in and drop it, can lowball all of these, and you just have to time that. So that's a little bit of luck involved to get those seats. Just pretty insane, the prices of Super Bowl tickets, but that's just where we are in this world. And that kind of sums it up. I mean, if you look, this is not a bad ticket at $10,000 behind the end zone. I mean, this is row 6. It's not club, but guess what? Do you really need all the club features? Yes, it makes things much nicer, especially when it's going to be super crowded. But all those clubs and the lounges are going to be so crowded. So it's it's all about before and after the game anyway. During the game, you just want a good seat. And, I think you can price yourself into it. Obviously, you need the budget. But, I would compare these two, C10 or C110, C114, and kind of watch what happens at C112. See how these prices come down. This is now, I have the fees on here now. It was $31,000. Wow, that's a lot in fees. That's pretty insane. There's a mix of stuff to look at. 18,000. It's just wild. So, I think a lot of people look at the seating chart of the Super Bowl just to kind of be like, wow, look at this. This is crazy. Look how much more people are going to spend. And that's, it's kind of fun because people are going to spend this kind of money. People have this kind of money. And that's why these tickets are priced like this. However, we still think there's some deals to be had for those that are a little bit more savvy that, just want to go to the game, don't want to spend, $25,000, they'll spend $10,000. So keep an eye on ticket prices as we get closer. We're Wednesday right now. Look for Thursday, Friday, and then definitely Saturday. If you day of game, it's going to be a little difficult. I think a lot of people are going to pull, but you'll still, maybe stuff in the morning might show up. So just keep an eye out. If things change from red to dark green, you maybe take a screenshot of this whole section. You can see this area here. If these turn green, that might mean you're getting a better deal than you got, would have gotten today. Certain things, kind of little tips and tricks to find a good seat. So anyway, this is Rich. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, like the video, share the video, and comment. I appreciate it. You guys have a great Super Bowl weekend, and we'll see you on the next video.